Naam Gum Jayega from that classic film Kinara, R.D. Burman's music and Gulzar Saab's lyrics takes it all to another level in a way. Joining me now, another special guest, joined by Shubha Mudgal, herself a remarkable singer. Appreciate your joining us, Shubhaji. For you, what was so distinctive about Lata Mangeshkar? What makes her truly immortal?
I think her, absolute perfection when it comes to both the craft of singing and also the art of singing. I think those were absolutely inspiring for every student of music like me. So not only was her voice absolutely magnificent, could do any could traverse many octaves, could sing the most difficult compositions without any effort. But also there's one thing, Rajdeep ji, that I'd like to share with you, and which musicians, for them it's a matter of great significance. However wonderful you may be with technique, there is something called tasir and asar. That means the ability to touch hearts, and that is something that is not taught. Her expressive singing could touch hearts in a way that we really never knew existed. So whether it was a song that was, a romantic, flirtatious, or whether it was a song of deep melancholy or of great bhakti or of great surrender to nation and to the idea of a new nation, all of these complex emotions were conveyed by her voice with so effortlessly that for any student of music, each song actually becomes a kind of a study material. And you keep wondering, okay, maybe I can practice and get this taan right or this alap right, but what do I do about the expression? And this is something that can't be taught. It's something that you get from your experience with life and from an ability to share that experience, to articulate it through your music and share it with listeners. And that was so absolutely fantastic when it came to Lataji.
Very beautifully put. I'm just wondering also, Shubhaji, whether, you look at Lata Mangeshkar 1949 in Mahal Aayega, Aane Wala, and then you look at her in the early 90s with 1942, a love story. And do you believe her voice over 50 years just got better with time, or do you believe that she just evolved, and just mastered her craft almost decade by decade?
I think hers was just an extraordinary voice, a voice that just, you're not going to get for many, many generations. In any case, it's an inimitable voice. But what I think, one would have to accept is that as the voice and the body age, so the voice also sort of changes. And it was for the music directors who were working with her to compose for her voice as it was in the years when they were working with her. So I think she was there was perfect pitch, there was great felicity with tal and lay and expression, but it was up to the music composers she was working with to realize that this is the best area. And of course, I mean, anything that she sang, I know that some songs could be perhaps very ordinary pedestrian tunes, but even those she brought such a wonderful quality to. So I think they were working with a very, very with a genius, and to be able to get the best from that genius was their challenge. So I think, really speaking, the voice does change. It becomes, perhaps it thickens a little, perhaps it doesn't remain as almost innocently naive as it was in the earlier years, but there's a girlishness and a youthfulness about her voice that was there even now. When she spoke, when she sang, you could hear that lovely, that smile that you were talking about a little earlier in your interview with other artists. I think there was that wonderful, youthful, smiling quality in her voice, also a radiance that never left her voice.
She was part of that great era of Hindi film music, the 50s and 60s. C. Ramchandar, Anil Biswas, Madan Mohan, S.D. Burman. Then, of course, into the generation of R.D. Sang for both Rajesh Roshan and Roshan Saab. So cut across every possible generation. But amidst all these songs, you have a personal favorite that you want to, that you will always remember Lata's magic by, or is that a very tough, unfair question?
That is a tough and unfair question because there are too many favorites. But I would like to remind you of the work that she did and the songs that she sang for Pandit Ravi Shankar ji in Anuradha, for example, in 1960. And those were extraordinary songs. And my personal favorite from that film is one where before the song begins, she says, "Hi." Kaise din beete, kaise beeti ratiyan, and the high before that, just sort of, I mean, it's so disarming, it's so captivating, and it's just so moving. That is a personal favorite of mine.
Lovely to talk to you, Shubha Mudgal. Thank you very much.